historically it's been very much a one-on-one conversation type thing. I think the future is going to hold aggregation and predictive analytics with social insight, for sure. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of social campaigns now are bringing groups of people together. So as you're developing your groups, you want to be able to have conversations with a group of your audience, whether it's your customers, whether it's a specific industry that you want to have a conversation with, or specific titles that you want to have a conversation. So it's really important to also group the audience so that the conversation you are having is relevant for them, you know, and you want them to follow that. You can actually also do campaigns where you're setting a time for that conversation to happen, and you're, you know, notifying your group of people, like, we're going to be talking about this, and we'd love your feedback on that. Or you create a hashtag, and you're obviously driving, you know, that to be used for that conversation and monitoring. So that has been around, right? We've been doing those types of social conversations for some time. But what we're missing is how are you going to tie that back into your CRM system so that you can track the history of those conversations and being able to then monitor and say, what part of the world are they from? What size company are they? You know, what's really products and services might be relevant for them. So we've been missing that part of it, and that's what we need to bring in.
And you need to connect them all in order to get that model, as you mentioned, to be able to make the right predictions.
How can we use social CRM to identify our most powerful evangelists and influencers? How can we use social CRM to grow our businesses, to make more money?
Yeah, we often see champions, social champions for our brand. And it allows us to connect with them rather than picking up the phone. We can connect and encourage that kind of behavior. I mentioned the social center within Dynamics. That allows us to see and be very proactive with identifying champions and starting conversations with them. Maybe they love the product. Let's send them something. Let's send them a pat on the back, coupons, loyalty program points, whatever it could be.
I think it was in the digital PR panel where we're talking about, well, who are your evangelists, right? And how can you put a list of this together? So when you do have a product release or when you do have something new coming, you're notifying them, you're engaging with them early on. But you can easily do that from a social perspective and follow them, integrate into your evangelist program, be able to invite them into being a champion for a campaign. People love to get in on information early on. So, invite your champions and your evangelists to join that early launch of a product when you've seen them like really engage with you, they've purchased from you, they're reviewed your products someplace. So you're really feeding into the positive feedback and the positive sentiment, and you're rewarding them for that.
And then, there's positive, there's negative, and there's really the open-ended questions. Greg and I actually had a customer or prospect pose a question on LinkedIn about Dynamics CRM, and we jumped on it. We answered that question in that forum. So it wasn't that they were trashing us or they were praising us. It was really, can Dynamics CRM do this, or what's the best platform for that? And now because it was my customers in my region, I took charge of it. Greg was out there too, so he was engaged. So being able to grow the business, providing that pre-sales engagement, that even the post-sales service, that's going to end up growing the business as well.